following show is a paid program.
Hey family, thank you so much for joining the Cam Hill Show. On today, I have some great guests for you. But before I do that, I want to say prayers to the family of Chadwick Boseman. He was the actor for Black Panther. And on today, we wanted to do a special just on colon cancer. I wanted you to actually see and hear and understand what it means and really what it really means to our community. Chadwick Boseman, he died at 43. He was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer in 2016, and he had a 4-year battle. On today, you will see Rose B. Johnson. She has a foundation, outstanding colon cancer foundation. She's been doing it for a long period of time. She is a colon cancer survivor. She was in stage 4 when she found out she had it. Joining her is my friend, Cynthia Allen. She is the chair of the foundation. She owns C. Allen Productions Unlimited. And let me just tell you, thank God for Cynthia. I thought of this idea when I heard about Chadwick passing, which was this weekend. And I rearranged the schedule because of this, because I thought it was a pivotal point that we need to hear both of them and hear Miss Rose's story. Miss Rose and Cynthia, how are you?
Hi, Cam. Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
I first want to thank both of you for coming on, and really, my God, Cynthia turned this thing around in 24/7. I called her 24 hours and I said, I need help. And that's what she did. She said, I got you. I got somebody for you. Miss Rose, first of all, I also want to thank you for taking your time out and saying yes to the opportunity to really inform us, to advocate and help us all of these years. You stage 4 cancer survivor. My God. And this was a couple of years ago. And let's just start by, when did you find out and how did it all come about? And Cynthia, you jump in too.
Okay, so in 2002, I wasn't having any symptoms. I was working and going on with my day. And one morning I got up to take a shower to get ready to go to work. And I saw this little nodule in my navel. And I went to several doctors and they said they never had seen that before. And I finally went to diagnostics and they found out that I had cancer. And they told me to go and get an MD Anderson as fast as I could. So about a couple of weeks later, I went over to MD Anderson and they looked at all the x-rays and everything that they had taken. And, you know, when you're waiting on a doctor and waiting on your results, you're sitting there wondering what they're going to tell you. Mm-hmm. So the doctor comes in and he tells me that you have stage 4 terminal colon cancer. The cancer had spread it to my navel, to my stomach, to my liver, to my lungs, and to my ovaries. He said that if you live 6 months, it'll be a miracle. So at this point, the only thing that you hear is you have stage 4 cancer, because when you hear that, you automatically think of death.
Yes.
You don't think it's just, you know, that cancer, that's death. But I fought it for 7 years. The cancer came back twice. It came back in my lungs and it came back in my upper respiratory area. So with 7 years of battle, I'm still here.
Wow.
Thank God.
Thank God for you. Thank God for you. My God. There was something that you said that was personal. You said this is very personal. It says Rose knows about colon cancer. She is one of the rare survivors. Only 11% of people diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer survives. So just to put that in perspective, out of 100 people, 11 people survive. You said Rose did her colonoscopy at 50. She says the doctor found polyps, removed them at the time. He recommended I return in 5 years, but I didn't like the drink. A bowel clearing solution that's part of a colonoscopy prep, so I didn't return. 10 years later, something was protruding from my navel. My polyps had grown back and multiplied. I had stage 4 colon cancer with a prognosis of 6 months to a year to live. It had metastasized in my liver, lungs, and ovaries. I was not a candidate for surgery. I was terminal, as you stated. Wow.
Yes, I was terminal. They said that you're not even a candidate for any type of surgery. And if you live 6 months, it will be a miracle.
Wow. What made you have the will to live?
My children and my husband.
Mm-hmm.
After 6 years, I had actually just said, I'm tired.
Yeah.
And I was sitting alone and I was crying and I said, God, if this is what I have to go through, just come get me.
Mm-hmm.
And my husband came, he said, don't you say that again. We're going to make it through this. Just keep your faith and keep praying and keep pushing.
Right.
Because God has something that he wants you to do.
Wow.
And so that's what I did.
Thank God for your husband.
Yes.
Yeah. A 7-year caregiver, to see his wife going through this process, and I know it's hard on him because of, we as men want to fix things. We're fixers. We try to fix things when we want things taken care of right then. But to see him being a trailblazer with you, fight along with you, and be with you all this time. Look at God. Wow.
For 7 years. For 7 years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But God.
Wow.
And that's one of the good things that cancer patients is afraid of, the reoccurrence of cancer.
Right.
And mine came back twice.
Yes.
Within 6 months apart, they came back.
Wow.
But
And
now
then-
I've been cancer-free for over 15 years.
You've been cancer-free over 15 years.
Over 15 years now.
Oh, my
Yes.
God. Thank God for that. Well,
Amen.
Miss Rose, he wanted you to do your foundation.
Yes, and you know what? Once I was going through this, I didn't hear enough about colon cancer.
Yes.
Nobody was talking about colon cancer. Breast cancer is all over the world. The
Yes.
baseball players wear pink. The football players wear pink.
Yes.
But nobody says anything about colon cancer.
Yes.
And that's the second leading cause of deaths in the U.S. today.
Wow. Second
The
leading cause of death.
Cancer Society said that over 1 million people would get diagnosed with colon cancer, and about approximately 50 people would die from it.
Wow. That's why we're wearing blue today.
Because of lack of knowledge, and
Right.
there's not being talked about and not enough being said about it.
Well, you have your chair beside you. The young Miss Cynthia Allen, you are the chair of the foundation.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
I'm actually the president of the foundation.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out how she talked me into doing that. But I really believed in her cause.
Yes.
I see her determination. She didn't have a lot of help when I joined the organization, but thank God we have some awesome people now that are a part of the Rose B. Johnson Colon Cancer Foundation, and they are real troopers and go-getters, and they are actually helping to bring people to the organization. We are starting to do more events to raise awareness, and we just want to thank you today for the opportunity to jump on this to help us to raise awareness of this, of this disease.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing that people say, I appreciate that so much. The first thing people say is the colonoscopy at 50. I think we talked about that. at 50 years old, but Chadwick Boseman just died at 43.
He may have had a history,
Uh-huh.
and whatever symptoms that he was showing, his doctors, they probably did a colonoscopy, because we don't know if he had a history or what his family history
Right.
was.
Mm-hmm.
So that may be one way that, that they discovered that he had it. But let me say about the colonoscopy, Cam, I just recently had one. When I turned 60, I had to go through one, and it's not bad as people anticipate it to be. They give you the solution. It's not even nasty like it used to be. The solution.
It's true.
They put you to sleep through the whole thing. You don't know a thing. They found polyps on me. They removed them.
Right.
So I thank God. So if you have polyps, they're going to automatically remove them when they do the colonoscopy.
Okay.
I didn't even know I had them.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
Right. I'm glad you're
And
speaking
it's
about
one of
that.
the things, Pam, that a lot of people hear other people saying how devastating it is. And
It's not.
I've heard all type of things when I go out and speak. And, well, I'm not going to have one because my brother died of having a colonoscopy, and it hurt. And it's just all different kind of scenarios that's going on out there. And people are very afraid, and
Yes.
they don't know the facts about having a colonoscopy.
Right.
Things that they did 10 years ago, they have improved
They
that
don't do it.
now.
That's
Right.
right.
They don't do it like that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to encourage everyone that I've had several colonoscopies.
Mm-hmm.
I had to have them every year once going through my journey.
Right.
I had to have one every year. So it's nothing to it. And that's why I want to let everybody know that it's very important for you to go out there and have that colonoscopy done to get those polyps out. Because
Right.
those polyps will grow and turn into cancer.
Yes. Yes, yes. I'm glad you're speaking on that too. You all are also advocating and working on trying to get the law changed where the health care is being paid 100% when you're, 40 and up, right? We're working on the age change because right
Yes.
now it's 50 and up.
Right. Exactly. And that definitely needs to be changed, because
Yeah.
more and more people now being diagnosed. And a lot of times, like you say, people have a history of it. They need to be tested a lot sooner.
Right. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
But they always say that African American is the highest risk,
Yes.
and that they need to start testing at age 45.
Right. Right.
But a lot of us we don't go at that age because they're afraid, and
Yeah.
they don't know the facts about it.
Well, and not only that,
And the importance of
it has to do a lot with fear. But
Fear,
now
yeah.
with the situation with the jobs and things, a lot of people don't have the funds
They
and the
can't afford
finances. They can't afford it. So that's where we come in.
Yes.
We try to, help them to be able to afford it. We try to make sure that they get the colonoscopy.
Okay, that's the key, is the financing. The finances is really, truly the thing a lot of people I know of that maybe not have the health care, or maybe their health care is limited. They'll say they'll pay partial of it.
Yeah, and we'll pay the rest. Yeah. And all we ask them in turn is, when we have our events trying to raise funds and trying to raise awareness, all we ask them to do is come, let people see the organization is actually doing something, and help us to raise awareness and help us to raise funds. Because right now we're only receiving funds through the events that, that we put on. So
Wow.
that's how we're able to assist in helping people to get the colonoscopies. We have to put on events to make that happen.
Wow.
And our organization actually will. I'm so adamant about people getting a colonoscopy. So I would go and pick them up. If they don't have transportation, I would pick them up and stay with them until it's done and take them back home. That's
Wow.
how sincere I am about having people have this colonoscopy. Because I don't want anyone to have to go through what I went through. And of course, I don't want them to die at the age of 43 like Chad,
Absolutely.
like he did. So we're trying to get people aware of, look, you don't have to die from this disease.
Yes.
This is one of the cancers that is 90% preventable.
Wow. Let's do
Just by
this.
getting a colonoscopy.
Wow. Let's do this. Let's take a break and we'll be right back with Miss Rose and Cynthia.
All right.
We'll be right back to the Cam Hill Show after these messages.
Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, Ron Carter Cadillac, delivers test drives to your home or office. For a limited time, get $16,000 off all in-stock Cadillac 2019 XT5 crossovers and $19,000 off all in-stock 2019 CT6 sedans. Or experience the first ever 2020 Cadillac XT6 Premium Luxury Collection. Only $519 with $1 down for 39 months lease. Or purchase and receive 0.9% APR for 72 months with no payments until November. RonCarterCadillac.com.
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service striving to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to a healthy Houston.
Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, Ron Carter Cadillac, delivers test drives to your home or office. Drive the new 2020 Cadillac XT4, only $399 a month, or the new 2020 XT5, only $429 a month, both for 39 months lease with just $1 down. Or purchase the XT4 or XT5 and enjoy 0.9% APR for 72 months with no payments until November. RonCarterCadillac.com.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, truck accident, car accident? Was someone texting and ran into the back of you, not paying attention? It doesn't matter what it is. Give me a call, Attorney Willie Powles. We'll fix it today. The number is 281-881-2457. Again, that number is 281-881-2457. We'll fix it today. Call Attorney Willie Powles.
And now back to the Cam Hill Show.
Hey, thank you so much for joining us. We were talking to Miss Rose and Cynthia. Let's talk about, pick it up where we just left off. 90% of the people is preventative. Is that right? Mm-hmm. About 90%?
Yeah. Uh-huh. 90%. Colon cancer is 90% preventable if you go and get your colonoscopy.
Right. Wow. Mm-hmm. That is something.
Because they go in, when you have the colonoscopy, the polyps is the one that turns into cancer.
Right. And they remove them right then.
Yes.
That's perfect.
And some of the best sleep camp, people say that, when I came home from mine, I slept good the rest of the day. So I didn't even know they'd been in there, removed them or anything, and no pain whatsoever.
Right.
So it's not a bad experience at all.
Right. We're going to go on the journey a little bit with Miss Rose about going to MD Anderson. Let's talk about that a little bit. Just getting there. After they pull out of everything and they say, hey, you're terminal, you have 6 months. You're at MD Anderson at this point.
Uh-huh. Yes, I'm at MD Anderson, and they told me the only thing we can do right now is just go ahead and start you on chemotherapy. And that's just going to prolong your time, maybe in that 6 months, maybe 8 months. And they started the chemotherapy, and I took chemotherapy for 1 solid year, every 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. And that chemotherapy is no joke. It's horrible, and it just kills a lot of your good cells, but it also get rid of the cancer as well.
Right.
But it's horrifying. I don't want anybody to go through that.
Right. And you went through for a whole year. Is that the first time?
I went through a whole year the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, 1 solid year of chemotherapy.
Wow.
And then after that, I had 8 weeks of radiation every day.
That was daily.
That was daily, 8 weeks.
Then you get.
And then even after I got offered the chemotherapy, they put me on chemotherapy pills that I had to take. After I got off of those, I stayed off for about 3 months, 3 to 6 months. Then when I went back in to get a PET scan, they saw that the cancer had returned.
Wow.
Yes.
Then do you go back on chemotherapy again?
I did. I went back on chemotherapy again for another 6 months.
And then radiation.
And no radiation, just chemotherapy.
Wow. Now, at this time, your body is fighting this, and you're beyond 50. You're not 50 at that point.
No, I'm 60.
You were 60 at that point.
I was 60 at that point, yes.
Wow. You were fighting.
Still fighting.
Mm.
And today, MD Anderson can't figure out how my body was staying all of that and then fighting the cancer as well.
Right. And getting strong, and your body, you're strong. To fight a whole year and then to fight again after that?
And then after that, I fought
Yes.
after that, came back twice.
Wow. Let's look at a video real quick of you talking about MD Anderson.
My advice for someone coming to MD Anderson the first time, write all your questions down, because first of all, you're afraid. You don't know, you anticipate, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if it's a life and death situation. And be sure to write all your answers down, get all the understanding that you can get from your diagnosis, look it up, research it, so you'll be aware of what you're facing.
I love that part. I really do.
Because when you're going in, you're afraid.
Yes.
You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know whether you're going to live or die. You just don't know. And even after I took all my treatments and I got better, I went back to MD Anderson to volunteer in the GI department. And I met with all the people that's coming in that got their first diagnosis and let them know there's still hope.
Yes.
They look at me and I talked to them. I told them what I went through and all the cancer that I had. And then they had hope because they could see me and say, well, if she could do it, I can do it too.
Right.
So that's what I wanted to go back in and give them hope and let them know you fight. You don't give in to this cancer. You fight it and put a mindset that you're going to live and not die.
That's it. Wow. You said a mouthful right there. You're going to live and not die.
That's it.
Wow.
That's the key.
Now, 15 years later, about 15 years?
15 years later, I got an organization together because I said, God, I have to help people.
Right.
I have to let them know the importance of getting tested so they won't have to go through what I went through. I have to let them know that colon cancer is not a death sentence. I have to let them know that they have to eat the right foods and go and get the test. That's the most important thing. The test is the most important thing. So then I run into Cynthia. I ran into Cynthia as I was working, I was doing it. And I said, Lord, I can't do it by myself. I got to have some help.
Right.
And the Lord sent me her. And I tell you, she's an advocate for colon cancer. I couldn't ask for a better person.
Yes.
She can get out there and speak. I can tell my story, but she can tell you what we're going to be doing and where we headed to in the years to come.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that now.
Yeah, well, because of the COVID, we had to cancel all the events that we had previously scheduled to take place.
Right.
We had a lunch and learn scheduled. We had another event scheduled for May, and we also have a big blue and white ball every September. So we had to cancel all of that due to the COVID because we don't want to have people to get infected. We want to do like Mayor Turner is suggesting people to do, is do the social distancing and just wait. So we don't want to add problems on top of problems. So we canceled everything that we have for the upcoming year, but hopefully 2021, we will be able to get back out, start putting more events on. We do like, we want to have a colon cancer walk. We want to get back into doing that. We had partnered with several organizations to come in where we would go and we would provide a lunch and we would come in and for 1 hour and we would share information on the importance of being screened and tested with colon cancer. So we have a lot of things that we had scheduled and was planning on doing.
And when you're doing these lunch and learns, you're educating people. Let's educate people on some of the things. Not everybody has symptoms. Not everybody has the same thing. It's kind of silent, huh?
It is silent because I didn't have any symptoms. I had no symptoms at all. The only reason I found out that I had colon cancer because the cancer was protruding through my navel.
Right.
And that's one thing that the doctors at MD Anderson and all the doctors that I've seen said they'd never seen that before.
Right.
But the cancer was actually protruding through my navel. I had a little like a piece of meat that was coming through my navel.
Wow.
And then when I started the chemotherapy, about 3 weeks into the chemotherapy, it fell off. It was about as long as half of your small finger.
Wow.
It was protruding out of my navel. And when it fell off, I went back to another doctor visit, and the nurse practitioner came in, and I showed her that the cancer had fell off, that it actually just like it had melted and fell off. And she ran out the room and got the doctors, and about 5 doctors come in there. They couldn't believe that the cancer had just actually fell off.
Right.
So they call me the miracle patient because they had never seen that before. They had never seen cancer come on the outside of your body.
Wow.
And they're still living. That's like every doctor I go to now. I tell them my story, and they said they look at me like I'm a ghost. They said, I can't believe you're still living.
And another thing, Cam, I want to encourage people to do, which we are as a people, we don't like to go get our yearly physicals and exams.
Right.
Those are very, very important because you may not feel anything. You may not have any symptoms or anything, but the blood work can tell a lot. And people need to go and have their yearly physicals because a lot of cancers don't have to get to stage 4.
Right.
If they keep, get their yearly physicals so their doctors can know what they're up against. So I just want to stress, please get your yearly physicals.
And pay attention to your body, right?
Pay attention to your body.
Absolutely.
Yes.
If you're not feeling in some kind of way, just, you need to go to the doctor.
Especially if you're having stomach problems. A lot of times we try to diagnose ourselves. If we having a stomach problem, we think it's maybe something we ate or something that it'll go away. As a few days it'll get better. If you're having those problems, you need to pay attention to your body because your body tells you if something is wrong. But we don't know when we don't know the symptoms, we don't pay attention to them. And then we'll start diagnosing ourselves.
Right. We'll go to Google and try to diagnose ourselves, and we're almost dead once we get off of Google.
Okay. Absolutely right. And a lot of symptoms.
We'll put something in and it's
okay, yeah. But a lot of, some of the diseases have the same symptoms, so you really don't know.
Right.
You need blood work.
Yes.
That's the importance of having your physicals, getting your blood work, knowing what you get up against.
Absolutely. And take the time. A lot of people say, I don't have the time to do it. I'm busy. Now, come on.
I've heard that many times.
Yes.
Many times.
They make a lot of excuses. They make a lot of excuses. Wait, I can't go because then I have no one to watch the kids.
Right.
I don't have a ride, or I don't have the money. I don't want to leave anyone behind.
Right.
Anyone that don't have any insurance. A lot of people I run across, they couldn't even pay for. They had insurance and they couldn't do their copay.
They couldn't play the copay.
It's too expensive. So we help with things like that, and we don't want to leave anybody behind just because of they don't have any money or can't be able to pay their copay.
Absolutely. So this time, now that we're in COVID and you all can't do anything, let's talk about where people also can give money to. What can they do? How can they help?
Okay, well, right now we're having our website redesigned and updated to the COVID. So we've been just kind of revamping and updating a lot of things. But they can give me a call at 713-204-9554. Inbox me on Facebook. I'm on Facebook. Miss Rose, give me your number.
Yeah, 281-701-5029.
Mm-hmm.
We are both on Facebook. So
and we'll give this same information afterwards. We're not through yet, but I just wanted to have that out in front. Also, we want to talk to caregivers. Ms. Rose, let's talk to the caregivers that are caring for people that maybe have been diagnosed at this point.
The caregivers that might have been.
Yes. Let's talk to the caregivers and tell them to hang on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. The caregivers, they need to hang on because we need them.
Right, for the life support.
Like my husband, he was there for me every day. And it's hard on caregivers.
Right.
It's very hard on caregivers.
Yes.
Because they don't know what to do. They don't know. They looking at you suffering.
Right.
And they hopeless. They helpless because they can't do anything.
Right. And I know he was speaking positive affirmations when you would say, I'm not going to be here, I'm give up or whatever. And he said, don't speak that.
Yes, he told me, don't speak that. We're going to get through this. But mentally, they need some encouragements as well.
Yes.
Because they're not physically going through it, but mentally they're going through it.
Right.
And it's very hard on them. Very hard.
Absolutely. That's a great thing to even understand that they are going through the same process really mentally as you are going through the process.
Yes, exactly.
A lot of times they can't do nothing but just rub your head, rub your hands, or, because it hurts them. They want to stay upbeat. They want to stay positive because they want you to stay encouraged. But it's hard on them internally as well. Yes. So, I take my hat off to all the caregivers.
Any caregiver that's caring for cancer, someone with cancer or anything. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow. And then you were going, Miss Rose, you were going a whole year for chemotherapy.
A whole year. But I went 7 years through this.
Yes. And he went 7 years through this.
7 years. 7 whole years.
Wow.
Yes.
The other thing we need to talk to people, especially African American people, we as a people, the way we eat.
Yes.
Was that something that they spoke about your diet, changing diet?
Yes. Yeah, they did speak about diet. And then, it's funny because we Texans, we love barbecue. And that's one of the things that they say barbecue is not really good for you because of the fumes that come off of the coals. Even if you use wood, the fumes that's coming off the wood is not good for you to have as well. And processed food, that's one of the main ones that they said not to have processed food. Processed food is very, very bad for you.
Okay, so is that frozen food?
Pardon me?
Is that frozen foods?
Frozen is good and fresh. Frozen food is good, but processed food is not really good for you.
Okay.
And sugar.
Yeah. Oh, sugar is not.
Sugar is not.
Well, we got to have some sugar, Miss Rose. Now, that's all we want is sugar.
That body be craving that sugar for.
Miss Rose, we got to have a cake and we got to have some junk food and all kinds.
I know, like this one here, she cooks cakes, and she had to stop because I be wanting it and she'll bring it to me.
That is too funny. What else and there's some more things that we'd like to talk to people other than just letting them know. I didn't know it was the second leading cause of cancer.
Yes, it is. It is. It is the second leading cause. It's almost like a silent killer.
It is.
Yeah.
I understood lung was the first, right? Lung cancer.
Yeah.
And then Miss Rose, you had cancer spread to your lungs.
It did. It spread it to my lungs and my liver.
Wow.
And my ovaries.
Wow.
And my stomach.
But you didn't have any surgery. No surgery.
They said I wasn't even a candidate for surgery because I had too much cancer in my body.
Wow.
I wasn't even a candidate for
That's
any
why
type
they call
of.
you a miracle.
Yeah, that's what they call me. A miracle.
And you know what, Cam? A lot of times when you have surgeries, that if that cancer hit air, it spreads real fast.
People
So
say
maybe
that.
that was a blessing in disguise that she did not have any type of surgeries, because it might not have been the outcome that she had. But maybe because she didn't have the surgery, it didn't have the opportunity to hit the air. Because when that cancer hits the air, it spreads real fast.
Well, you know what? Yeah, that's true too, Sim. But I have a friend of mine that was stage 4 cancer, and that she had 7 surgeries. And she just called me last week and said that she went back to take her PET scan, and she's cancer free.
Wow.
She had 7
had
surgeries.
4 colon cancer, and she had 7 surgeries. 7.
Wow.
And
Wow.
She's a miracle too.
And she's 47.
Wait a minute, Miss Rose. You just threw that in on us.
She's 47.
47, and she's had 7 surgeries.
She had 7. She found out that she had colon cancer, and she talked to me, and because she was devastated. She's 47. She had still in school. And she talked to me, and I give her hope. And I told her, MD Anderson is the best place you can go. And she went out there, and she went on the clinical trials. And she had 7 surgeries, and now she's alive, and she's doing good.
Wow. Now, you said she's 47, so if insurance is telling us 50 again, that we can't get, our colonoscopy, I guess, paid for 100%, then she would have been missed.
Yeah, she was having a lot of stomach problems.
Oh,
and
okay.
She kept going to the doctor, and they told her to eat more fiber. Just eat fiber, and it'll go away. But she kept persisting and going back, telling, no, I know something is wrong. And so finally, they gave her a colonoscopy and found out she had stage 4 colon cancer, just by having stomach problems. And they kept putting her off, and they finally she said, I know something is wrong. And
right.
When they gave her the colonoscopy, they found out that she was stage 4.
My God.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do this. Let's take a break, and we'll be right back with Cynthia and Miss Rose.
We'll be right back to the Cam Hill Show after these messages.
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service striving to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to a healthy Houston.
Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, Ron Carter Cadillac, delivers test drives to your home or office. Drive the new 2020 Cadillac XT4, only $399 a month, or the new 2020 XT5, only $429 a month, both for 39 months lease with just $1 down. Or purchase the XT4 or XT5 and enjoy 0.9% APR for 72 months with no payments until November. RonCarterCadillac.com.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, truck accident, car accident? Was someone texting and ran into the back of you, not paying attention? It doesn't matter what it is. Give me a call, Attorney Willie Powles. We'll fix it today. The number is 281-881-2457. Again, that number is 281-881-2457. We'll fix it today. Call Attorney Willie Powles.
Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, Ron Carter Cadillac, delivers test drives to your home or office. For a limited time, get $16,000 off all in-stock Cadillac 2019 XT5 crossovers and $19,000 off all in-stock 2019 CT6 sedans. Or experience the first ever 2020 Cadillac XT6 Premium Luxury Collection, only $519 with $1 down for 39 months lease. Or purchase and receive 0.9% APR for 72 months with no payments until November. RonCarterCadillac.com.
And now back to the Cam Hill Show.
Hey, we are back with Miss Rose and Cynthia. Let's pick up where we were just talking about. We were just talking about the young lady in her 40s.
Yes, she was 47 years old. And I found out that she had stage 4 colon cancer. And she was telling me about how she pursued the doctors and told them that I know something is wrong. And when they finally gave her a colonoscopy, they found out she was stage 4.
Wow. Is there a way we need to tell Miss Rose, Miss Rose and Cynthia, is there a way if we feel like something's wrong with our stomachs or something, we're feeling really bad with the stomach and we really know, hey, we need to see what's inside. Is there another way to persist and push to get the colonoscopy, even if we don't have a history of medical, colon cancer?
They have to rule out. That's why it's important to go to your doctor when you first start having symptoms of anything, because it could be something else.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that you have to go to your doctor when you first start having symptoms and they keep reoccurring. They have to rule out. And then, they will do a colonoscopy or whatever they have to do. But it's not like you're going to walk in there and say, okay, I need to get a colonoscopy. They have to do blood work. They have to do tests and, all the things they have to rule out.
Okay. Now, if you're 50 and over and you want a colonoscopy, do you have to go through the same process or you just go find a doctor that does a colonoscopy?
Well, at 50, they're going to suggest that you have one and then they will get you set up and they will refer you to a gastroenterologist.
Okay.
Because that's what my doctor did for me. Like I say, I just turned 60. I didn't even know I was due for another one. I had one at 50. They said, okay, it's been 10 years. It's time for you to have your colonoscopy again. So they set me up, arranged me, and I did it.
Okay. So is it every 10 years afterwards or 5?
Well, they told me now I have to go back every 5.
Okay.
But from 50 to 60, it was like, 10.
Oh.
So I guess it depends on the person's body. I don't know how they do that.
Ms. Rose?
But what I was about to say, you have to sometimes remind the doctor, okay, I'm 50, I need to get a colonoscopy, because the doctors don't always remind you that you're 50 and you need to have a colonoscopy. So everybody should know that to have a colonoscopy at age 50.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people don't even think about having a colonoscopy.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
People don't even think about it.
Right.
If they don't feel nothing, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So they don't even think about having a colonoscopy.
Mm-hmm.
They just if they go for the yearly checkup, they might forget to say, well, doc, is it time for me to have a colonoscopy? Mm-hmm. Or either the doctor might forget to tell you that you're 50 now, you need to have a colonoscopy. So that's why I'd say the education comes in at. To let people know at age 50 or 45 to be sure that you go and have your colonoscopy.
Right. Absolutely.
Because that's one of the things that nobody don't think about. Everything, they think about, well, I need to go go to my heart doctor, be sure my heart is working right. Or be sure, that everything, but they never say anything about having a colonoscopy. There's a lot of afraid to say anything to their doctor because they're afraid to get one.
Yes. And we want to reiterate that it's not as bad as it was, right?
Oh, it's not.
No, it's not. I don't know if you knew, Cam, but Nene Leak's husband had colon cancer.
Oh, wow.
Greg Leak.
Yeah, Greg.
Yeah, Greg had colon cancer, and he came to MD Anderson, and he's doing fine.
Wow. So MD Anderson is the key.
MD Anderson
is the key.
They're the key. They've made a lot of strides. Yeah, they've made a lot of strides. I mean, even the chemotherapy is not as bad as it used to be. It don't make people sick as it used to be. It used to at one time.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Did you see some changes, Ms. Rose?
Now it made me really sick.
Yeah.
They have improved the chemotherapy now because it made me really sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really, really.
Wow.
It's improved a lot now.
It improved a lot. Good. Well, we'd like to say to you that we appreciate you, but I also want you all to reiterate some things. We've got about probably 10, 15 minutes or so. Cynthia or Miss Rose, either one go first, and then of everything about the organization, again, we want to reiterate, how to contact you. What are your goals this year, even though COVID is there? You still have to have help financially.
Exactly.
Because these are the you're helping people with colonoscopies that are uninsured and underinsured.
Yeah. Some people cannot afford the copay for their colonoscopy.
Right.
But our big thing is really our organization is really to bring awareness for people to know, be aware about colon cancer, know the symptoms. Sometimes you may not even have symptoms, but just be aware of your body.
Yes.
That is the key. And the importance of getting screened and tested.
Yes.
Tell us some of the symptoms, Cynthia.
I don't know the symptoms.
Right there.
Okay. Oh, okay. She's giving me a little piece of paper with some of the symptoms that a person may exhibit.
Okay.
Bleeding from the rectum. You have blood in your stool. A change in the shape of your stool, or either you have severe cramping in the lower part of your stomach.
Okay.
So these are just a few of the symptoms that a person may have. But of course, like I say, a lot of symptoms can mean something else. They don't always mean colon cancer.
Right.
So the key is just going to your doctors, getting your checkups. I can't stress that enough. Get your checkups. Educate yourself.
Right.
About your body. Educate yourself about your body. Just do your physicals. I can't stress enough. Do your yearly physicals.
Right. And I know so many people were telling me on this weekend, they say, Cameron, this is not colon cancer month.
No, March is colon cancer, but guess what? Colon cancer just don't
daily.
happen in March.
Yes, it's every day.
Every day. Every month.
People are being diagnosed every day.
Yes, every single day.
So whenever I got to tell somebody about it and raise awareness, I'm going to tell it.
Exactly.
I'm going to try to raise awareness about colon cancer.
Exactly. And this should be something
Cynthia had called me, and I was out of town. And she said, Miss Rose, I know it's the last minute, but would you be willing to go on the show?
Yes.
And I said, you can wake me up at 12 o'clock at night. I'll be willing to tell my story. That's just how sincere I am about getting awareness out to anyone.
Yes.
Anyone that has a question that needs to talk to me
yes.
about colon cancer, they can call me 24 hours a day.
Yes.
I'm willing to answer my phone and talk to anyone that's going through it or just need a conversation. They can call me any time of day, 24/7. I'm here for them.
Absolutely. The thing I love about it, you've been through the process. You know exactly. You can walk them through, especially MD Anderson and stuff.
Yes. And that was my purpose of going back to volunteer, to be able to be there for the people when they needed me and let them know that don't fear, fight it.
Right. Yeah. And when they say take the chemo, instead of when they're saying 6 months to, a year or whatever the case is, some people say, well, don't waste the chemo, don't waste the time. Let me just be with my friend, my family.
No, I mean, the chemo is devastating. It's no joke.
Right.
It's no joke. And I know that a lot of times you have to build your body up and make your mind up that this is, we're going to fight this disease.
Right.
It's not going to overtake me. We're going to fight it.
Yes.
So you have to have a mindset.
Yes.
If you tell your mind that you're going to die, then more likely you're going to die.
Yeah,
but
right.
if you tell your mind that, look, I'm going to live. I have so much to live for my family, my children, my grandchildren. So you have to have a mindset to say, look, I'm going to fight this thing till the end.
Right. And then you were going through also just world things that were happening all through those 7 years.
Yes, I was.
You know, just life.
Just life. That's true.
Share about the importance of what you did with your family about getting your will and all of that.
Oh, yes. When I had diagnosed with the diagnosis of stage 4 with 6 months to live,
yeah,
I didn't have a will, and everything, all this thing pops in your mind. I didn't have a will. I didn't think of having a will done, and life insurance and your plots and everything. So I tell everybody today, this is not our home.
Yes.
We have to make preparations to whatever, if it's colon cancer, whatever cancer, or you get in a car accident or whatever. You need insurance. You need to get a will done. You need to be sure that your family don't have to go run around and do this after you're gone.
Right.
Get your will done now while you have a voice.
Mm-hmm.
Get your pre-need now while you still have a voice.
Mm-hmm.
Let your family know your wishes and what you want done while you still have a voice.
Yes.
You have a voice now.
Yes.
So don't wait till the last minute and put your family in all this pain and misery. If when you pass away, then your family have to go around and try to figure out what you want done. Do it now while you still have a voice.
Wow. Yes, I agree with that. We need to reiterate that about the wills and what it means and what we're saying with a will. Many times we're like, oh, well, we'll just write it. We don't want to upset the family.
You need to write a will, and you need to have a medical,
power of
attorney.
Right.
Because, when you don't have a voice anymore, then you can tell that person to, you don't want to be resuscitated. You don't want to have to, if when it's your time, just don't hook me up to no machines. Just let me go.
Right.
So all of this need to be known. So if you have it on the family and they have to make that decision, and then they have to live with that decision. Well, maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe if I would have not did that, maybe mom would still be living.
Right.
But if it's in your wishes that this is what you want, then they don't have they won't have to worry about whether I made the mistake or not.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Let's give the contact information again, Cynthia.
My contact is 713-204-9554. You can inbox me. I'm on Facebook. Right now, our website is being revamped and updated. But down the line, our website will be www.rbjfoundation.org.
Okay, Ms. Johnson?
You can reach me at 281-701-5029. Anytime, if you need any information about the colon cancer, if you need to just have someone to talk to, if you just need some company, then you're a caregiver and you need to find out what you should do, or you just need some comforting words, just give me a call, 281-701-5029.
Ladies, I so appreciate both of you all for everything you all are doing for not just your organization, but for the world. You have touched so many lives over the period of time, and I know, Miss Rose, 15 years plus, you've talked and you've advocated all of these years. Thank God for you. Thank God for your life.
I thank God for it every day.
And as long as I have breath, I'll still be trying to help someone and talk about colon cancer and the importance of getting a colonoscopy.
Absolutely. Thank God for Cynthia in 24. I'm calling Cynthia, just all waking up every night. Hey, I need some help.
Well, I'll be up late every night, Cam, so hey.
But I so appreciate this because you have opened the door so much for each one of us as a people. You've helped us. Thank you, thank you, thank you, ladies. I appreciate it so, so much. Thank you.
Thank you for having us,
Thank
Cam.
you for having us.
Yes. God bless you and much love. Hey,
Thank
family, let me tell you, on tomorrow we'll have Carol Guest. We'll see you then. Take care, 12:30 Central Standard Time. Bye.